This is Michael Orrell with MobileBurn.com, and today I have with me the Samsung M570 Restore for Sprint. It's a device that's made up largely of recycled materials and is mostly recyclable itself. So let's take a quick look at the packaging. Packaging is made up of 100% post-consumer waste. So you can tell the very green-looking aspect of the cardboard. Here's the phone itself. Let's just pull it out of this bag. Take a quick look at it. You can see it has a regular keypad. It also has a full slide-out QWERTY keyboard, which is quite nice. Set that aside. Take a look at the rest of the contents of the box. This is a getting started guide. Looks like we've got a couple different languages. Here's the charger with a micro USB connector on the end. And here's the battery itself. Let's see if we can see how large the battery is. Battery is 1140 milliamp hour in capacity. That's pretty good for a device this size. We'll have to stick that in there. Also seeing a micro SD memory card adapter for an SD slot. It says the card's already in the phone, so we'll have to take a look at that. So let's take a look at the hardware. See, we've got a D-pad controller right here. Call, send, and end buttons. Back button, soft keys, looks like a speakerphone button. Two soft keys for use when the phone's in landscape mode. 4-row QWERTY keyboard. You've got 3 dedicated rows for the letters, and you've got a control space, shortcuts to text messaging and the web and that kind of stuff down the bottom, and also arrow keys right here. Take a look at the back. It says Restore on the back. This is the limeade color. It also comes in a black color scheme. Pull off some of these covers here and see if we can pop off the back and take a look at what else is here. There's the micro SD card. Got a 2 GB card pre-installed. Let's drop the battery in, and then we'll power the whole thing up. While it's powering up, take a look at what we have on the edges of the device. 3.5mm headphone port. This device supports Sprint's Music Store, and since it has a micro SD card slot that can support cards as large as 32 gig, you can get a lot of music on there. Here's the dedicated camera shutter button for the 2 megapixel camera, which is located here. You can see there's a self-portrait mirror. Really nice finish on the back. If I get in a little bit closer, you can see the lines. Pretty slick looking. Volume control on the left-hand edge. Micro USB data and charging port up top. And just the microphone hole on the bottom. Device is activating, and then we'll take a look around. So now the device is powered up, and the first thing I notice is that this D-pad is not a D-pad at all. It's actually an optical controller. It seems very sensitive, and it's a little difficult to control. I'm having a lot of trouble moving just one item at a time along the Sprint One Touch system. There might be a setting for that, but haven't looked so far. In any case, you can always hit the call end button to get back to the main home panel, and then press the D-pad to pull up the main menu. You notice even in landscape mode, the menu still stays there, so we can move around, but you can see how quickly it's jumping around as I move, and it's really difficult to use at this point. If we go through the one-click carousel, you can see that there are many things like internet access, Google navigation, Facebook, Twitter, Yahoo, and some sample green things, glossary explanation of terms, things you can do to stay green. There's MySpace, and this is how you personalize the carousel, so you can add panels or remove them. Let's look for news and sports, and we'll pick ABC News because it's right there at the top. It's going to connect to the network and hopefully download the new panel for the home screen. And there it is, ABC News. and we can quickly get to whatever type of news we want. This is of course bringing it up in the web browser, so we can take a look at the web browser while we're here. The very sensitive trackpad controller does make it easier to scroll rather than hitting up and down on an actual D-pad all the time though. But the little ding noises every time you do something is a little bit annoying. Speaking of noises though, let's go into settings, and there's a couple of really cool ringtones on this phone. Let's go back to some of the more eco-related ones. A lot of nice tones on the device. I just noticed that in general. And of course you can set them for voicemail, messaging, your phone calls, the regular alarms, everything like that. Let's go back into the browser and see if we can pull up the Mobile Burn website. The keys have a rubbery feel, but seem to be a little bit better than what I just experienced on the Gravity Touch. Let's hit enter, see if it pulls up the page. Nope, instead it did a Google search. That should work. And it has pulled up the mobile version of mobileburn.com, as you would expect. The text quality is a little rough. Fonts are not very smooth, and you can see when you highlight it, it's actually quite hard to read. As I mentioned, these two buttons here are soft keys for when you're in landscape mode. I'll add a new contact just so you can see how it works. Getting double hits on some of these. I'll hit the left soft key and save it. I've added a couple of extra test contacts here so you can see how the search works. I hit D, it automatically matches on Dave Smith. You can see John Doe underneath it. If I add the O, it narrows it down to John Doe. So you can see it's searching on both first and last name. This is the text messaging inbox. I'm going to show you how it's a somewhat threaded system. You can see a couple of test messages I've sent to Dave Smith, one of our test contacts. I'm going to send another one. Just going to hit send here, and then you're going to hear the new message notification come in shortly. And there's our new message. A nice eco-friendly sound, and we can hit this to go read it. You can see you can scroll through longer messages using the trackpad. Again though, I'm finding the trackpad overly sensitive at this point, a little bit difficult to use. I'm going to activate the camera by long pressing the shutter button. There you can see got the box right there in the middle of the frame. I'm just going to press down the button. Easily take a photo. You can send it off using the soft key here if I wish. Press the shutter button again just to take another photo. You also begin to notice that the viewing angle when using the phone in landscape mode is not so great. It's definitely optimized for portrait mode. Another message coming in there. It's definitely optimized for portrait mode. You can see I'm keeping it on the same axis here, and just it gets really difficult to see once you flip it over into landscape mode. So that's a quick tour of some of the features of the Samsung Restore for Sprint. Eco-friendly phone in terms of materials, but not very friendly in terms of user interface. The CPU seems a little bit slow, the trackpad optical controller a little bit difficult to control. So attractive device, and I like the ideals behind it, but I'm finding it a little bit difficult to use. So again, that's the Samsung Restore. I'm Michael Orrell for MobileBurn.com.